In this section, we will learn how to find the x-intercept and the y-intercept of a graph. So let me draw rectangular coordinate system, x-axis, y-axis. Okay, let's say there is a line passing through like this. And then the intersection, the graph is crossing the x-axis, then we call this x-intercept. And if the line is crossing the y-axis, then we call this one the y-intercept. Okay, then what is the coordinate of the x-intercept? Coordinate of this x-intercept. And what's the coordinate of the y-intercept? How do you find the coordinates? Okay, look at this. All the points, what is the coordinate of, let's say this is -2. X value is -2. Then the coordinate is x is -2, y is 0. Okay, how about, let's say this is, a line is passing through this, then this is the x-intercept. Then what is the coordinate of this point? That is -1 and 0. How about the coordinate of this point? 1, 2, 3, 4. What is the coordinate of this point? X is 4, y is 0. How about this one? X is 1, 2. So x is 2, y is 0. So all the points on the x-axis has the same y value. The y values are all zeros. Y values are zeros. So if a line is crossing the x-axis, then the x-intercept, the y value of the x-intercept, the y coordinate of the x-intercept the y coordinates of the x-intercept is always 0. The y value is always 0. So how do we find the x-intercept? Set the y value of the equation to 0, then we can find the x-intercept. How about the y-intercept? Let's say this point, the y value of this point is 2. Then the coordinate is x equals 0, y is 2. How about this point? What is the coordinate of this point on the y-axis? X equals 0, y is 3. How about this point? X equals 0, y is 1. So all the points on the y-axis, has the same x value, 0. Same x value, 0. 0, 0, 0. So we can find the y-intercept. We can find the y-intercept by setting the x value to 0. Then you get the y value. To find the x-intercept, set the y value to 0. Then you can find the x value. So this is the way that we can find x-intercept and the y-intercept. So let's try an example. Okay, example 1. Okay, in this example, okay, let's find the x-intercept. How do you find the x-intercept? Set the y value to 0. So set the y value to 0, then 3x minus 0 equals 2. Then 3x is equal to x equals 2/3. So x equals 2/3. This is the x-intercept. How about the y-intercept? Y-intercept, set the x value to 0, then you get the y value. So set the x value to 0. So 3 times 0 minus y equals 2. Negative y equals 2. So y equals -2. Then this is the y-intercept. So if you plot the x-intercept and the y-intercept, then x-intercept is 1, 2. X is 2/3 over here. This is 2/3. Then y equals 0. This is x-intercept. Y-intercept is x equals 0. Then y is -2. It's -1, -2. So this is the y-intercept. And this equation is a linear equation. The graph of the linear equation is always straight line. So connect these 2 points, x-intercept and the y-intercept. Then this is the graph of this equation. Good. Then let's try another example. Example 4. Okay, from this equation, linear equation, let's find x-intercept. So let's set the y value to 0. Then let's find x. Y is equal to 0. Then okay, move -3 to the other side. Divide each side by 2. Then x equals 3 over 2. 3 over 2. So this is the x-intercept. And y-intercept. How do you find the y-intercept? Right, set the x value to 0. And we find x value. So y value is 0. I'm sorry, x value is 0. X equals 0. Then y equals 3. So this is the y-intercept. And if we plot these two x-intercept and the y-intercept, so x equals 0, okay, x-intercept is 1, 2, then 3/2 is over here. This is the x-intercept. Y-intercept is x equals 0, y is 3. 1, 2, 3. So connecting these 2 points is the graph of the linear equation. Okay, then how do we graph example 2? Okay, example 2 is quadratic equation, and example 3 is an absolute value equation. So in this case, we will learn briefly the graph of this in a later chapter, but this time we will just use constructing a table. So use given x value and find the y value, x value and the y value, so that we can just plot all these numbers, even this one. For given x value, find the y value, and then plot all these points. So this is actually not convenient. We have to find a lot of points. Okay, for this quadratic, rewrite the equation, then y is equal to x squared minus 2x. So from here, if x equals 0, let's try some numbers starting from -2. Okay, if x equals -2, then y is -2 squared minus 2 times -2. Then this will be 4 plus 4, 8. So the coordinate is, so xy coordinate is x equals -2, y is 8. Okay, x equals -1. And then -1 squared minus 2, -1. So that is equal to 1 plus 2, 3. So x equals -1, y is 3. Okay, when x equals 0, then 0 squared minus 2 times 0 is 0. Okay, let's try 2 more. X equals 1, then what happens? 1 squared minus 2 times 1. So 1 minus 2 is -1. So x equals 1, y is -1. Okay, x equals 2, then 2 squared minus 2 times 2, 4 minus 4 is 0. So x equals 2, then y is 0. Okay, let's try another one. X equals 3, then 3 squared minus 2 times 3. So 9 minus 6 is 3. X equals 3, y equals 3. So what we can do is plot this point. Plot this point. Let me draw it up here. X axis, y axis. X is -2, -2. Then y is, let's say this is 8. Okay, x is -1, then y is 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So probably around here. And x equals 0, then y is 0. X equals 1, then y is -1. And x equals 2, then y is 0. X equals 2, y equals 0. X equals 3, then y is 3. Over here. So it looks like the quadratic equation is a parabola. It looks like U-shape. The graph looks like U-shape. So it's going to be something like this. Okay, we will learn this one later anyway. So in this case, we find the coordinates in order pairs of some x values, and then plot all those points and connect the points smoothly. Okay, how about number 3, the absolute value equation? Okay, if x equals, let's try from number x equals -1. Okay, if x equals -1, then -1 minus 2, absolute value is 3. So the order pair is x equals -1, y is 3. Okay, how about x equals 0? Then 0 minus 2. 0 minus 2 is -2, so +2. The absolute value is always positive. There's no negative values. So x equals 1, +1. Then 1 minus 2 is -1, so +1. X equals 2, then 2 minus 2 is 0. So x equals 2, then y is 0. Another one, x equals 3. Then 3 minus 2, then 1. Absolute value is 1. X equals 3, y is 1. Okay, then plot this point. X-axis, y-axis. X is -1, y is 3. 1, 2, 3. X equals 0, y is 2. X equals 1, then y is 1. X equals 0, and x equals 2, then y is 0. X equals 3, then y is 1. If we connect this, it will be the V shape. The V shape. So there is no negative y values. The y values are all 0 or greater than 0, or positive or 0. Okay, so we will learn this one later, but in this case, we will find out the order pairs and then plot those points, connect the points smoothly. Okay, the quadratic equation, the graph is U-shape or concave down. This is a linear equation, so the graph is straight line, but it is reflected across the x-axis. So it will make a V shape. So actually this one goes down. If there's no absolute value, it may be in a straight line like this. Straight line. Then reflect the line across the x-axis. So it will be a V shape.